one session is already over. We go for another break of the 10s. I thought we have a little bit more time. Damn. What's your favorite anime? I would say Death Note. To be honest. But I literally stopped all my animes that I ever, the last thing was really yeah, guys, I can give you a small rundown on what I read on the, if you guys are into that stuff, I couldn't watch past second episode of Death Note. Death Note is actually pretty, from my perspective, is really nice, but I read, or I saw that some people are not a big fan of it. So let me check what I all read. Wait. So, and then I can give you my opinion on that stuff. Because I think it's actually different from... Ow. So on One Piece I just gonna take those 3. So, but here's actually more. And on Death Note, yeah, those random 3 or 4. And yeah, okay, maybe the picture is looking cooler when there are more books, so let's just put that as well here. And that. Do I read any other manga in my life? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing a few, but I only see those at the moment. So when I was wait. This gonna drop, right? Yeah, this gonna drop. Anyways, so I would say quick ranking. From my perspective, the Death Note books. Wait, I can't see the chat anymore. The chat. No. Yeah, anyways, like this. So from my, I being honest, I don't even have that much. Yeah, I don't know, when I was young I was really into books and I put all what I got, or when I worked for something, then I put all my money into that stuff. So I would say, Death Note, all the Death Note stuff that is also laying here, is from my perspective, actually the story is pretty nice. I really like the story. And even though I heard that the new animes and mangas are so much better, for some reason this story really catch me. And it was really because, I don't know, the people who also, damn, what's good with the hairstyle, who also read it, can tell me what they think. But I think the story is actually 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. So the next stuff is One Piece. I read a lot of One Piece. I really like the story, but the thing is, it was just too much and too expensive at one point. And I never, as I said, I was not a big fan of watching shows. I watched a little bit in the free TV of One Piece, but mainly I read it. And I would say, yeah, the stuff that I read was pretty nice. This, by the way, I bought this in London. One Piece, haven't read it either, neither I watched. Yeah, I would say this 7.5 out of 10. But I really like it. 7.5 is pretty good. My rankings are pretty hard, I would say, but I now showed you what I read the most. Then I also read a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, but I only read it a bit because in our library when I was a kid they sometimes sold books that are too overused, and I bought this 50 cents per unit. So this is actually crazy cheap, and that's the reason I bought it. Pre-time skip was so fucking funny in One Piece. Yeah, the most of the stuff was pre-time skip that I read, And what happens here, I just we talk about some books. 3 minutes left. So, Attack on Titan, I don't know, do you guys have 50 cents? That's crazy. 50 cents is like a sweet in Germany. So, I don't know, do you guys have an opinion on Attack on Titan? I think Attack on Titan was nice, but I don't know why it was so hyped, I would say it's like, maybe also 7.3. I enjoyed One Piece a little bit more, even though the story is maybe better, but One Piece, the characters were nicer, maybe, from my perspective. 9, Attack on Titan is the best. Oh my god, W? Attack on Titan, okay, I see the people. Maybe you go for a pool. Then, I don't know if you guys know this. Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist, this I rather really like to read, but I only have two. Only have two. I don't even know if they have more. And I think I even drawed him when I was younger, when I was 13. Yeah. I would say 7. 7 out of 10. Then Toriko. Toriko, I don't know if you know this. Yeah, I think I read not even the full book, to be honest. But I heard that it should be good. A friend of mine recommended me. And a friend of mine who is a big fan of Attack on Titan, but I have no clue. You read Code Geass? Nah, I don't think so. I only read the stuff that is here. Then Black Butler. I also didn't finish it, I think. But the book itself looked cool. Black Butler. I don't know if you guys know that. Oh, Judith is in the chat. Welcome. Then we have a lot of other... Defense Devil. Does anybody know this? Defense Devil? I have no clue. I can't remember the story. But I guess that I like this book. Otherwise I wouldn't bought the second one. So Pascal disappears slowly. Yeah. Then, those books look beautiful. Pandora Hearts. Too long ago. Can't remember the story. Couldn't be the best story if I can't even remember. So maybe a 5. Then we got a lot of other Dragon Ball, and then Assassin's Creed, also pretty nice. And you're gonna have fun if you travel to Japan. As I said, this was I read everything that I could find, and some reason then I found also mangas, but it was I don't know. I like books. I like books, you know. And this is the last thing. Sir Vamp was okay. Anyways, these are the books. By the way, Heidi is sleeping next to this. I read this manga called Kingdom. I love it. Okay, I don't know it. You're really into manga. Nah, I'm actually no. Guys, when you see the other books, this is just a small, you know. Yeah. Books. I don't know. I was just into reading when I was younger, you know, while doing sports. Because, as I said, I didn't had, I don't know, no computer games, or I don't had a PlayStation, or I only had football and books. Or I love Pandora. We are talking about the brand, right? Yeah. Did you got any Euros matches this year? Nah, it was too expensive. Saying no with a pile of anime books in front of him. Yeah, because some people are changing. I don't say that I'm just not a fan of it anymore, you know. The last anime that I watched was, I don't know, 10 years ago. And the last anime manga that I read was also 10 years ago. So this stuff is actually, you know, people can change, I guess. But I would say it's good, you know. It's good, but it's just, I'm not a fan. Character development, exactly. Oh man, yeah, I just loved books when I was younger. Anyway, but I can only recommend Death Note. It has actually a cool story. I would watch it again.